Welcome back to another episode. Listen, I am super excited to be in this space where we can choose progress over perfection and we can learn that becoming starts where you are and it is a journey. It is not a sprint. It is not something we can just do overnight. It is something that takes time to grow us and develop us into the people and the person we are called to be. I'm Alexander Clark, and in today's episode, we are going to learn that becoming does not mean doing everything. We're going to talk about that. We're going to break this up because somewhere along the lines, we have confused growth with exhaustion. We've confused, progress with pressure, and all these different things where we think busyness is progress, and that's not true. I want to help you learn to let go of the pressure of being everything for everyone and learning that saying yes to the right thing is the best thing for you so that you can learn to say no to everything else. Let's get into it. So first off, I want to start by saying becoming doesn't mean doing everything. It means doing the right things that align with the plan and purpose for your life. And you don't have to prove your worth to everyone to prove you're someone. See, a lot of times we're too busy in the performance thing. We're too busy in the performance era where everyone is trying to outperform the other person or just honestly stay busy. And we're just constantly doing this and doing that and doing this and doing that. And to be honest, if it doesn't align with your purpose, then just because you're doing something doesn't mean you're doing something, especially when it doesn't align with what you're supposed to be doing to get you moving in the direction for the plan and purpose of your life. And I want to talk about that. Like, some of you guys are busy becoming, and you're just constantly moving and grooving and doing this and doing that. And just because you're moving doesn't necessarily mean you're actually becoming. You're not even becoming, you're becoming busy. You're not busy becoming. So I want you to take a step back and think about something. In the midst of my busyness, is what I'm busy doing moving me in the direction of my purpose? Or is it moving me further away from where I'm supposed to be? Does it align? Does this busyness align with where I'm going with my life? Because if it does not, I encourage you to learn to say no and let that drop it like it's hot. Let it go. It's not meant for you. It's just a distraction, right? So really think about it. Some of us are addicted to busyness and performance. We just gotta keep going. We just gotta overdo. We just gotta overcommit. We just gotta do this, gotta do that. And in reality, you don't. And it's getting you nowhere other than being exhausted and trying to always please everybody. And you gotta stop that. So if that's you and you're constantly go, and this for that person, doing that for this person, and you starting to realize that you're not growing, stop it. Stop everything you're doing and align yourself back up with the plan and purpose for your life. You're too busy. You're not even busy becoming, you're becoming busy. And you understand that you got to set boundaries. Setting boundaries builds identity. Understanding that you're not here to please everybody. You're here to please somebody. You have a purpose. You can't reach everybody, but you're going to reach somebody. And learning to identify the things that you need to learn to say no to will help grow you. Setting that boundary of, okay, I think that's a great opportunity for me to help this person over here. I think that's a great opportunity for me to take that job over there. However, does this align with where I'm going? Does this align with my purpose? If it does not, I'm going to have to say no. Sometimes you say no to things that are really cool, that are really nice to do, that are probably someone's need of your assistance. But you have to check yourself and realize that, hey, if it doesn't really align with me and align with where I'm going, I can't be veered off and distracted. Some of you got to check your focus. Are you focusing on pleasing people, or are you focused on growing yourself and developing yourself as a person? Healthy boundaries to protect your energy and your purpose. So learning when to say no helps you grow, for real. Because the enemy, he can't destroy you, but he can distract you. There was a time where I had a job opportunity come across my table. Now, the current job I was working at the time, things were great. Things just seemed like, okay, I'm learning the steps, the process and everything. And maybe one day I could, become a manager or own my own team or whatever it was. And I'm like, yeah, sure. I could stick around this. I could see this working out. But another opportunity came along my way. And in fact, this was another opportunity from a company I used to work for in the past, where I did really well in, and I made a lot of money. Life was good at that time, you know what I'm saying? But I had to ask myself, and the crazy thing was they were even paying more this time around than they were when I worked for them before. And so now I'm sitting here thinking about, okay, I got this amazing opportunity from something I know works because I've been there and I worked it, and it was amazing. And then I had this current situation where, life is good. I don't have no worries. And I could possibly grow here in this place. Yeah, I'm not really sure. So I know, and I can grow. Which one of these are aligning with the plan and purpose for my life? And I had to really ask myself that. Like, hey, does this opportunity I have to go back to what I'm used to and I'm familiar with, does this really align with where I'm going, with the plan and purpose in my life? Or where I'm at currently, knowing that this is going to provide a growth opportunity for me, help develop certain skills within me, help teach me certain habits about leadership, and help develop me as a person, as a father, as a husband, as a friend, all these things. Should I just stay here, or should I just go back there? And after time and time of prayer and just thinking about it, man, it really didn't take long. It took me like a day and a half, and I realized, you know what? I love that. I miss that. I think that's a great opportunity. But I'm going to choose to grow. I'm going to choose to stay where I am and grow where I'm at. Because this aligned more with where I was going and the skill set and the things that I needed to do and learn along the way. And it had growth and purpose written all over. And I chose to stay where I was at versus taking the opportunity to make a lot of money. So yes, setting boundaries builds identity. And I know some of y'all thinking, man, why didn't you choose the money? It didn't align with the purpose. Some of you guys are stuck right now in the middle of a decision where, man, the grass does look greener. I can see that the grass is greener. But is that the grass I should be looking at? Yeah. The grass here is growing. It's not showing like that, but it is growing. So do I want to be a part of the growth? Or do I want to go to something I didn't have to work for and earn? Now, let's think about this. Because sometimes God does put opportunities, God does bless you. Not necessarily opportunity, God does bless you with things that you didn't even have to work for. He opens up doors and provides access to things that you had no business being there. But he chose and called you to it. So he'll get you through it. So you got to have that discernment and set those boundaries so that you can identify what that is and when that is actually happening. But for me personally, I realize that yes, it is financially a lot better over there. And yes, this does have some growing opportunities over here. It's not all the way put together, but I'm going to choose to grow, you know, versus just taking the money and leaving kind of thing. You know what I'm saying? So think about that. What is that in your life that you got opportunities that have come their way, presenting themselves to you to say, hey, it's better over here than where you're at? And ask yourself, is where I'm at actually growing me? And that's the part about where I'm at that I don't like, is that I'm actually being forced to stretch and grow? Or am I just trying to get up and go back to something that's already familiar, that's already a finished product? You know, what are your intentions? What are you trying to do? What aligns for you? All right, cool. Another thing about saying no to a certain thing is like no is an actual spiritual discipline. Like being able to discern what is right for you and learning to say no to hurry and say no to everything else that doesn't align with you. That is discipline. That is true focus to plan and purpose. And it's healthy, right? Like you have to realize that in the midst of your busyness, you can get caught up in just overcommitting to doing things for people and not even taking the time to rest, not even taking the time to do what's best for you. And that's the other thing. Learn to rest. Rest is not laziness. It's actually like leadership. Like God had to take a day of rest. Jesus actually took some time off and said, hey, you know what? I can't be around these people all day. I gotta step out. Because rest is needed, man. You gotta rest. In order for you to be your best, you need rest. You know, because when you think about it too, when you rest, that allows your soul to grow. That allows your mind to be at peace. That allows your body to recover. And it allows your heart to heal. Like when I can give you a quick sleep tip, I guess, when it comes to rest. Like even in our sleep, when we are sleeping, our bodies are saying no to the unnecessary things so that it can heal and recover, so that we are in best shape for ourselves in the morning, well rested and ready to go. So why wouldn't you do the same thing for your life? Resting, saying no to the unnecessary things so that you can heal and recover and be ready for the next day. Be ready for the next thing. Be ready for the next opportunity. Be ready for the thing that comes your way and that aligns with their purpose. Gotta rest. When you rest, you become your best. All right? I want to leave you guys. This is a quick episode, but I want to leave you with some affirmation and, just kind of like a word of encouragement here. But when you're feeling yourself being busy all the time, when you feel yourself constantly going in circles and not becoming, and you're not becoming, but you're becoming busy, it's hard to get out of that circle. It's hard to get out of that realization that, man, I did all this and nothing's happening. I'm going nowhere. I want you to start to tell yourself this, okay? I am not what I produce. I am who I'm becoming. So stop trying to produce so much into helping here, helping there, doing this, doing that, especially when it doesn't align with purpose. Because in your mind, you think, oh, I have to do. And I'm speaking to you, those who think you have to do, and go, and please, everybody. You are not what you produce, but you are who you're becoming. And if who you're becoming now isn't aligned with what your purpose is and who you're supposed to be, stop doing everything. Stop it. Take a step back and get yourself some rest so that you can pray and find your alignment, realign yourself with purpose, right? So that's your word of affirmation there. I am not what I produce. I am who I'm becoming. And I want to leave you with this question. And I want you to really think about this. What is something you can say no to this week so that you can say yes to becoming? When you say no, when it comes to saying no, say no with love and clarity. All right? So when you are saying no, say it with love and clarity. But ask yourself, what is something I can say no to this week so that I can say yes to my becoming? Well, once again, thank you so much for being in this, tuning into the podcast and being in this space where we are choosing what? Progress over perfection. I am super excited and very thankful for you all that are tuning in and liking and sharing and just giving me the feedback and allowing me to be in your ears, and I'm thankful for you to be listening and helping me, watching me grow along this journey. So it's been awesome. It's been great. This is just episode 4 and I'm super excited for more. So thank you again. Again, it is progress over perfection. I will see y'all in the next one.